Hi guys, welcome to Stakes Gaming. Now, you've probably played quite a few expeditions, or possibly thousands if you're a day one player like myself. Today we are going to take a look at FullMetal and what sets him apart from everyone else. He has 8 world records in solo, and that's just insane. With him smashing out records non-stop, it really begs the question of when he will do a full takeover of all expeditions, but most importantly, I want to focus on how he actually does it. Before we go any further, please take the time to check out FullMetal. Links to his YouTube and Twitch channel are in the description. He's a really nice guy, and I'm sure he'd appreciate the follows or subs. Also, subscribe to my channel for builds, tips, and fun stuff like this. There will be more. I also stream on Twitch now because it works better for me than YouTube, so if you'd like to check me out, you can find more information in the description too. You're probably quite familiar with the Ash Blast Pyro build, running a double or triple Moaning Winds by now, but for those of you who aren't, I'll quickly run through his build. You may find something new here, but you will probably have a very similar build if you are running Ash Blast, just because it is incredible at wiping maps out Thanos style. If only the Pyromancer had an emote for an Infinity Glove, maybe PCF will watch this and get creative, who knows. So let's get into the build. Weapons wise, these are pretty standard weapons. We've got the Anemoy with Moaning Winds and Fortress, Death Shield with Moaning Winds and Fortress, and Torment and Agony with Clip Combustion and Moaning Winds to deliver a little extra damage. Firstly, you'll notice we're rocking the Akari set, but where most people would recommend the helmet, chest and legs, FullMetal has gone with an epic helmet focusing on anomaly power, cooldown reduction and status power with Ashen Boost and Ash increase range. Next we have the armor of the Akari with Detonator and Death Sentence, and the waistcloth of the Akari with Anomaly Echo and Fire Tsunami. The epic gloves again focus on anomaly power, cooldown reduction and status power, which have Ride the Wave and Captain Hunter on them. Captain Hunter is a must for solo runs, as the Ash Blast Pyro can struggle to deal damage to elites. Last but not least, we have got the Boots of the Akari with Master Consumer and Burnt Out. Skill tree wise, this is a standard Ash Blast Pyro build, but I'll leave it on the screen for you to pause the video and copy if you need to make some changes to your existing build. I'll go more in depth at the end of the video on skill trees and give tips that you may find helpful. If you have any questions about anything at all, let me know in the comments and I'll answer any questions you may have. You'll probably be aware of this already, but the Ash Blast Pyro really comes to life with the Akari set and is the most popular build out there at the moment. There are a number of different ways to do this build through the range of mods and armor we can use. Play the way you find works best for you, as these builds, if I'm brutally honest, are very squishy at the best of times. If you want to be a speedrunner like FullMetal, you're going to have to put the time in to finding the perfect route in order to achieve a top time. Let's analyze some of the gameplay so we can pinpoint where time is saved and the map has been cleared to maximum efficiency. Hopefully this will give some tips so you can brainstorm ways of reducing the amount of time in each section of a map. Let's hit up some Boomtown. First things to observe, where most of us unload 2 weapons completely so that Moaning Winds is instant, he only unloads 1 bullet from each weapon. This is likely to gain more control of timing, and the pistols are unloaded completely for quick swapping in and out as and when required. So when FullMetal is running out of the door, Overheat is used, followed by a heat wave where he runs to a max mob spawn area to get the anomaly power increase and dealing a good amount of damage to the Chromator, leaving just over half of its health left. Then running to the next area where elites are, using Overheat, which takes them down to 60 to 70% health, followed by 2 Moaning Winds. Heatwave is then used a second time on another high mob spawn area followed by an Ash Blast centrally between the two sets of stairs to ensure all enemies are hit. Shortly after, Overheat is used to wipe the map, leaving near the door to clear. Next, we got a Heat Wave and a Moaning Winds to clear some of the mobs on the floor, followed by another Heat Wave and another 2 Moaning Winds to finish off the majority, then Ash Blast and Overheat to finish the rest of the mobs off. This means he was able to run the entire first part of the map in just 34 seconds so that he could open the door. That's really impressive. As you can probably tell, there would have been a ton of attempts on this first section of the map in order to get this time. Do you think FullMetal could do the run this fast if running the traditional Akari set? Let me know in the comments. As FullMetal holds like 8 or 9 world records on his pyro, it makes life so easy for me to pick out the next run to analyse, which is a favourite of mine, Chemplant. We'll start this off in the room I'd say people struggle with the most. As soon as he opens the door, Overheat is used. Going with a central approach, he gets 3 or 4 enemies hit by Heatwave to deliver the Anomaly Power boost to deliver a concentrated Ash Blast and Overheat on the elites nearby, followed by 3 Moaning Winds to the elites, which kills or depletes their health down by 25% or lower, followed by a Heat Wave to the incoming mobs and the elite to stack AP. Again, he starts running to where the smaller enemies are, being mindful to Ash Blast centrally to get the maximum benefits on all the enemies, which is then followed by Overheat, triggering a map wipe. Entering into the room, all the enemies come out of one door, makes it simple to stack AP once more with 2 Heat Waves. Moving back more centrally again, Ash Blast and Overheat to finish off the remaining enemies. I think the key thing here is when you use Ash Blast, be mindful of where you use it. You can use it anywhere, but if you are central to most enemies, you're going to hit them with that Ash and get the most from the build. Also, being quite strict with how you use your abilities is key. Use Moaning Winds strategically, so abilities can be used better elsewhere. We'll do one more to wrap up this video. Let's look at an expedition that he recently set a world record on, had it taken from him and then won it back, according to some, within 24 hours. I think it's quite obvious why I've chosen this to be our last video, because what's a video without a cameo, right? As you'd expect, our fearless FullMetal plunges straight into the face of danger, using Overheat on his prey. Followed by 2 Heat Waves for max stacks of AP, he then releases an Ash Blast, followed by another Overheat to deal a good 50 to 80% damage on the elites, before brutally finishing them with a Moaning Winds from his pistols. In total, this did over 1.75 million damage because of how the weapon perks are utilised. With all of the elites yeeted, he goes for the central Ash Blast, waiting 2 to 3 seconds for it to reach the last remaining foes before overheating them and moving on to finish the expedition in style. Guys, I hope this analysis of how FullMetal operates helps and was also mildly entertaining from a commentary perspective too. FullMetal has spent a ton of time perfecting how he plays the game, and digging into the detail could help you do better too, providing you're not already hitting crazy times already. I've provided links to his YouTube channel and Twitch in the description, so give him a follow on those platforms, he'll really appreciate the support. Keep in mind that in the future things may change with the meta, we'll just have to come back and see what speedrun builds look like after the upcoming updates. Now let's go into the Ash Blast builds. So we lightly touched on FullMetal's build at the beginning, but let's dig a little bit deeper and look at how it can be best utilised. FullMetal's build is mainly about speed, so top tree is always going to be the fastest because it focuses on the cooldowns that affect the skills you need to clear the maps faster. You'll want to make sure that you copy the build exactly to get the most out of it. In regards to the skills that you use, a lot of us, if not everyone, finds it easier to place Heatwave on the L1 button, R1 for Ash Blast, and Overheat for L1 and R1, providing you're a console player like us. If you are struggling with survivability and you're playing Ash Blast Pyro, Middle Tree can help you survive. However, this will impact how fast you complete the expedition. If you're not fussed about times and you are just looking for a reliable build that can get you through with minimal risk of wiping, this positioning of the skill tree will help. Anyway, thanks for watching the video and have a great day. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.